for giving me my life and for giving me the opportunity to work from such an early age and showing me every day how to be.
Americans.
Even in summer?
It's a
No.
like, you know it's an American if they're wearing shorts. No one
Okay.
wears shorts.
Really? Okay, this is all
Yes.
good.
Red berets.
You know that feeling when someone talks a big game but doesn't back it up? Well, buckle up, because Natalie Portman just got caught with her hand in the cookie jar of hypocrisy. She's been preaching about female directors and defunding the police, but when it comes to walking the walk, let's just say her actions speak louder than her woke words. Stick around to see how Hollywood's favorite activist is leaving fans feeling duped. So Natalie Portman thinks she's some kind of feminist hero, huh? Well, let's see about that.
It's pretty funny because when I was in nursery school, the teachers asked me, you know, what does your dad do for a living?
Yeah.
So I said,
They must go insane when they see you in person.
They've been really cool with me. People are really nice, and I think people usually don't recognize me.
Our girl Natalie's been yapping about female directors and equality for years now. Remember that fancy cape she wore with all the women's names? Yeah, that one. She's all about representation and opportunities for women and blah blah blah. But here's the kicker. How many female directors has she actually worked with? Spoiler alert, it's embarrassing. We're talking a grand total of, wait for it, 2. And one of those was herself. Seriously? That's like saying you support small businesses, but only shop at your own lemonade stand.
He was incredibly focused, throwing his ball at the target. Jewish mother that I am, I skipped 20 steps and was already imagining.
Researched the lyrics, and the song means something. I had no idea that there's a meaning to Aiko Aiko on day I go.
And get this, her own production company, same story. 1 female director, 1. For someone who's always going on about helping get female directors hired, she's doing a pretty lousy job of it. Maybe she's too busy embroidering capes to actually pick up the phone and hire some women. Natalie's out here saying stuff like, there's so much art that's being lost by not giving opportunities to women and people of color. Well, honey, looks like you're part of the problem.
You know, good and bad, all of it's important to like your growth process, and it was so helpful and helped me be able to go back on stage.
You find yourself getting approached about a fair amount?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so cool because people who grew up with it when they were kids.
You're literally in a position to give those opportunities, but nah, let's just stick to the same old boys club, right? And when she gets called out on it, oh, she's got excuses. She claims she's had the experience a few times of helping get female directors hired on projects, which they were then forced out of because of the conditions they faced at work. Uh-huh. So what, you just gave up after a couple of tries? Real fighter for equality there, Nat. Meanwhile, other actresses are actually walking the walk. Kirsten Dunst is out here saying, I've worked with so many female directors. I think it's up to us as actresses to give the opportunity to first-time directors. See, Natalie? It's not that hard. Looks like Little Miss Woke Warrior talks a big game, but doesn't walk the walk.
wanted me to model for Revlon, so he introduced me to modeling agents, and I told them I don't want to model, I want to act, so they introduced me to acting agents.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it?
I feel like I can't go on. And he was so kind to me, and he was like, remember, most people get to go to acting school and fall on their face while they're in.
She's all about that Hollywood hypocrisy. You know, the kind where you preach about change, but don't actually do anything to make it happen. It's like she thinks wearing a cape with women's names on it is the same as actually hiring them. So what's the deal, Natalie? Is it easier to embroider names than actually hire women? Maybe next time, instead of wasting time on fancy fashion statements, try picking up the phone and giving a female director a job. Just a thought.
Right there, first and foremost, for giving me my life and for giving me the opportunity to work. People didn't really pay that much attention to the fact that I was an actress. I was known mainly at school for having a backpack bigger than I was and always having whiteout on my hands.
But hold up, we're just getting started. There's more to this woke circus act. Woke circus act is right, but Natalie's not just a clown, she's the whole damn carnival. You won't believe what happened when Miss Defund the Police found herself face to face with some real Baltimore baddies. Spoiler alert, it ain't pretty. So our girl Natalie was all about that defund the police life, right? She's out here talking about her white privilege and how the cops make her feel safe, but her black friends feel scared. She's saying stuff like, police are the 6th leading cause of death of black men in this country.
Or like, you know, some substitute.
Right. So
Crab-esque.
And that was crab-esque.
Crab-esque, you know that adjective?
I love that.
When it came up to me and they're like, are you okay? And then I was like, why? And I go, are you crying? And I was like, no, I just woke up.
Whoa, heavy stuff, Nat. Real woke of you. But here's where it gets good. Little Miss Social Justice Warrior's filming her fancy Apple TV show in Baltimore. And guess what happens? Some real-life bad guys show up and threaten the crew. They want $50,000 or else. Suddenly, Natalie's not feeling so defund the police anymore, is she? I mean, who you gonna call when there's 50 grand on the line? Ghostbusters? Nah, it's the same cop she wanted to get rid of. Funny how that works, huh? One minute you're all abolish the police, the next you're crying for help from the boys in blue.
And says, I'm really good at rapping. Your instinct is, no, you're not.
I'm not sure I said I'm really good at it.
No.
I said I really like. It was an amazing experience for me.
It was.
I think every woman going through divorce should get to have Rihanna say to her that she's...
Talk about a reality check. And let's not forget where this is all going down. Baltimore, baby. You know, one of those progressive cities she probably loves so much. The place had 348 homicides in 2022. That's some real life stuff, not just movie magic. Bet Natalie wasn't thinking about those stats when she was preaching from her ivory tower. So what does our Hollywood hero do? They pack up and leave. Yeah, real brave. Real supportive of the community there, Nat. Guess it's easy to talk about defunding when you're chilling in your Hollywood mansion, huh? Not so fun when you're actually in the thick of it, is it? And here's the kicker. After all this goes down, does Natalie say anything? Does she admit maybe, just maybe, she was talking out of her ass before? Nope. Radio silence.
Supposedly closer to Civil War time, North Carolina, the mountains and all that. And it was beautiful.
This is the first Academy Award and second nomination for Natalie Portman. Her first Oscar nomination was for supporting actress.
Guess it's easier to keep your mouth shut than admit you were wrong, huh? This whole mess just shows how out of touch these celebs are. They're all about social justice until it actually affects them. Then it's all help police. Faster than you can say hypocrite. Maybe next time Natalie wants to play activist, she should try living in the real world first. But wait, there's more to this woke circus act. So what's the deal with Natalie Portman? Turns out being woke is all talk, no action. She's out here preaching about female directors and defunding the police, but when push comes to shove, total hypocrite. It's like she thinks wearing a fancy cape is the same as actually making a difference. You know what? Maybe next time you see some celeb going on about equality or whatever, take it with a grain of salt. These Hollywood types love to talk big, but when it comes to actually doing something, crickets. Actions speak louder than words, folks. Or fancy capes for that matter. Here's a crazy idea. How about Natalie sticks to what she's good at? You know, acting. Leave the real activism to people who actually walk the walk. Cause right now, all she's doing is making herself look stupid. And let's be real, that's not a good look for anyone.